bottom and get their faces.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll catch them coming up here first.
I wondered why these little cars are like Alex, I got you one.
The folks at Hershey Park a call.
Well, when the late report continues, more Haitians are returned home. Plus, GPU Nuclear resumes evaporating contaminated water at 3 Mile Island. And the scenes look. And when will the big chill end? Those stories and more up next on the Lake Report.
And now, a message for all Americans.
Hello, I'm Jay Leno, and on the new Tonight Show, I will make you this one promise. Read my lips. No new...
OTR, One Touch Record. Apparently that was a really nice feature in a VCR about 25 years ago when my parents were out shopping for one. Unfortunately, all it really did was provide a simple way for crawling children to instantly record over whatever was in the VCR at the time. Be it irreplaceable family memories or some sweet 90s TV programming my parents wanted to save forever. While I wonder what kinds of home video gems have been long erased from those tapes, and consequently our memories, I find myself captivated by the random programming that's forever labeled as part of our home videos collection.
NBC, home of the '92 Summer Olympics.
Met with my Yellow Pages rep this morning. Betty, she claims people are using the Yellow Pages like never before. Says they're shopping around, looking for the best deals. And guess where they're looking first? Right, Betty. The Yellow Pages.
What's the price on special bag, 40-pound bag?
$29.95. I don't know. I just wish I could tell if it was working.
It's intriguing that a glimpse into an evening's television programming would seem charming and even a little bit cute when I couldn't have been more than 5 years old when it was initially broadcast.
If you're using a credit card to get a cash advance, you're probably...
I like to do a lot of cooking these. Oh, you're doing it. I don't like to do it. I like to visit.
Considering that almost all of my childhood memories consist of what's been captured on video, it's surprising to me that our collection amounts to only 4 tapes, spanning less than 5 years.
Oh, look at Alex, the toes, and look at Steffi, and everybody's going. Look at Frizzy, all right. Now, Steffi, do one.
I need somebody to take my ponytails out.
Well, you'll have to get Mommy to. Okay, Alex, you do a flip. Do a somersault. Yay! Way to go.
Maybe 6 years later, my parents invested in a new camera with new VHS-C technology, which is basically exactly the same as VHS technology, but the tapes were smaller and were impossible to watch without the aid of a VHS-C camera or a VHS-C to VHS converter tape.
And you need some transportation. You want a Dodge Shadow ES. It looks...
Look!
What is that?
It's something to draw on. My own pad.
That's pretty neat.
Mommy, I got my
Look
own
at this
pad.
thing. Look at this doll.
I think during the VHS-C era of our home videos, we documented our time living in England and California, where I'm almost positive we made a tape for our year 2000 time capsule, which is ironic because everything on those tiny tapes is essentially a time capsule, because it's been about 10 years since anyone saw any of it. Thanks a lot, technology.
Oh no. Santa, I believe you know that I don't like candy.
I am.
Since they didn't get to grow up watching themselves in home videos, my younger siblings feel a little bit gypped in the whole memories department. I think my parents stopped feeling responsible to document our lives as soon as their kids started getting digital and video cameras of their own. Although, I'm not so sure they ever felt all that responsible for preserving anything because they never did do anything about that OTR button or the tiny VHSs that to this day nobody knows what to do with.
Here, hold it close to the rug and then move your head back a little.
Is there any?
I love watching home videos from other families. They're obviously all unique, but there are undeniable universal qualities too. I find the aesthetic interests of the family documentarian very appealing. In a familiar setting like home, the videographer can focus on documenting the event and the people involved in it, usually without too much distraction. But as soon as a new backdrop is introduced, the eye guiding the camera always seems to stray a little. My dad was one of those guys who read all the informational plaques at all the museums or historical sites we ever went to, so that's what he filmed.
Stephanie?
What?
Move over a little.
Which way?
And if we were at the zoo, he filmed the animals. Occasionally, he'd pan or zoom out enough to get some of us in the shot, too. And I know part of the reason he did that was so we could watch it back when we got home and double our zoo-going experience. But I'm pretty sure that little kids would almost always prefer to watch themselves in a movie than pretty much anything else.
Who does that look like, Alex?
Hey, how come I was in the lead and I was going faster when I got behind the wheel?
I guess we both went off.
When video technology became readily available and cheap, home movies got a lot longer. And I don't know if it was partly because of America's Funniest Home Videos, but there seemed to be an urge to document everything, just in case.
I'm going down and see my cave boots.
Okay. See you later, Chris.
See you later, Daddy Crocodile.
How this translated into our home videos was the use household furniture as a tripod aesthetic. This resulted in 30-minute long, out-of-focus shots that were way too boring to ever watch. Although a couple of times something unexpected and interesting did happen and it was caught on tape. Unfortunately, though, none of it was worthy of Bob Saget's eyes.
Here, stand over here. We can stand over there.
Stand right here.
Look how I'm gonna ride.
Look at Grandma.
Dirty feet too.
Where's Grandma?
Hey, hey.
Oh, he's right the other way. Put him on top of the orange car.
Look at Grandma.
Michael.
Michael, look at Grandma. Michael, look at Grandma. Hey. Hey. Now or never, Grandma.
Got it. She's got her feet.
Let's go!
Go!
Why put up with glasses that just don't fit? LensCrafters has so many ways to fit your snug points, like snug fit hinges that flex to keep.
Now, to me, it seems unfair that a family member should have to miss out on family activities in an effort to preserve memories that they won't even appear in. This is part of the reason why we hire photographers and videographers for weddings and things like that. But I wonder if someday there will be a video and photo nanny that just lives with you and documents your family's life for you. But then it would become an issue of what to shoot, and underneath that, the problem, what is important to document? And who should we trust to make that decision for us? Whose job is it to document family events? Should it be an assigned chore, like doing the dishes, or is it more of a privilege? It seems to me that if it's so important to a family to have their lives documented, it should maybe be more of a job, like, that has to be applied for. This would ensure it's getting done the right way. But then who's to say what the right way is? Should the mom and dad have more of a say than the kids? Because isn't it supposed to be documenting the parents and the kids?
Can you do it?
I recently found a video taken with the movie mode on my digital camera. It was a tour of my parents' house in Florida, taken by my 8-year-old brother.
There's a window. Here's a chair. Out there is a door. And she's in a hammock. And you can't really see a trampoline. There's a stuff. And we're going back into the house.
Despite the fact that it gives me a headache and a little nausea, I almost wish more of the documentation from my childhood was taken from a child's perspective. It just seems a little silly that all of our documentation is from an adult perspective and conforms to grown-up ideals of how it's supposed to look. And then again, if more children ran around with cameras, there would likely be significantly less surviving home videos.
Ice cold.
Merry Christmas. One day late.
Christmas. Melikalikanahi.
Me and Mom would take the picture. I took a picture.
Pictures won't let you know that it was 108 degrees.
No.
Go get in the picture. Go get in. You're not going to take a picture. Okay, if you don't want to be in it, don't go over there.
We want documentation of our lives because it creates and preserves memories, which often fade with time. Ultimately, though, I think we do it because we want to be documented. There's something unique about the 24 images per second, accompanied by synchronous sound, that captures the essence of a person better than any other medium. What else captures looks, voice, mannerisms, and personality so effectively and instantaneously? Video can be like a self-explanatory journal, preserving your essence, for as long as someone cares to continue updating the technology. Unfortunately, that's the problem with film and video. It can never be an actual physical item. It will always require technology, unlike a painting or a journal. Of course, it makes sense that the best form of self-preservation is inevitably doomed to the fate of being lost forever. But at least for a few generations of family history, it seems to work fine. And in the future, there will probably be some way to make video tangible, which will solve the perfect medium's only problem. Until then, though, we'll just have to hope our kids and grandkids care about us enough to convert our movies every 10 years or so.
Any questions?
Lisa, Jetta GL automatic with AM/FM cassette and...
Man, I can't wait for the future.